Hello, my name is Zane, and welcome to our home. Hello, my name is Zane, and welcome to our 1889 Queen Anne Victorian home located just outside of downtown Cincinnati, Ohio. So I would describe my design aesthetic as very traditional, and I lean heavily on inspiration from the English countryside. I love very refined and elegant homes, but I also like to strike a balance between a home feeling very historic, but also modern at the same time. So I want it to have nods to the history of the home, but also to not feel like a museum when you walk in here. And welcome to our kitchen. So this space I really love because I feel like it is very classic, timeless, but also warm. I really love the marble countertops in this space, and the color of the cabinets I think really have a classic, timeless feel to them. One of the things I wanted to do to complete this space was to bring in curtains that really would soften the space and not compete with the other architectural elements in this room. When I first saw the 2-pages curtains and I opened the box, I was honestly really surprised at how luxurious they felt. So I chose these Roman shades for that reason. And so I think they help one just soften the space, but also provide some nice privacy. So one of the things that I really like about 2-pages is how you can customize everything about what you're selecting. So for instance, like these are operable by remote. One of the things that I really like is that it allows us to really get a lot of privacy in this space. So I can easily tuck this down a little bit so that it blocks out some of the things that are happening outside, but also still get a lot of natural light in here so it doesn't compete with the light, which is really nice. One of my favorite things about curating our home is really honoring the history of the house and creating a space that feels like it's rooted in history. Welcome to our office. This is one of my favorite rooms in our house. First, I think it just really has an old gentleman's lounge vibe to it. So there are a few things that particularly stand out to me in this room. One is the wallpaper and the curtain combination. I was really inspired during our last visit to London for this space. And so I knew I wanted a tartan wallpaper for this room to be a little bit more moodier. So I selected this wallpaper and these curtains at about the same time. And I think they have a beautiful contrast to them. The velvet curtains lay very beautifully in this space. So this is our bedroom. And I immediately fell in love with this room when I saw the house. One of the main reasons is because of this beautiful fireplace. When I was planning and designing this space, we had these beautiful original details in here that had that very old world feel. And so I wanted to give it a little bit of a modern flair to it as well. That was one of the main reasons why I chose the linen curtains in this space, which I think are absolutely beautiful, but they feel a little bit more modern in here. I think gives a nice balance between old and new. So they are absolutely beautiful. They're blackout too. No light is entering this space, which was really important to me for my own sleep and rest. The other thing that I would point out in this space is this mirror. This mirror actually came from the Fox Theater in San Francisco. The previous owner had lived in San Francisco, bought it, brought it here, and then we bought it from him. And it's just gorgeous. Also provides a nice way for you to check yourself out. So welcome to the nursery. So this is one of the, I think, just sweetest rooms in our homes. Whenever I saw this room, I immediately envisioned us having a little one in here and really creating a room that had a old vintage storybook style to it. One of the things I love the most about this space is just the original fireplace in here. It kind of has a youthful feel to it already, I think, with the colors. And then we just added to that with things like old storybooks and old little drawings from vintage books. One of the things that I think really helped to finalize this room were the curtains. One of the things that I wanted to do was to add velvet to this space. Because we had so many more informal pieces in this space, I wanted to add a little more formal curtain. And so we have these rich velvet curtains that are very heavy, and they're also blackout, which is great because I wanted to make sure our little guy could sleep through the night, and they provide great blackout quality to them. Two Pages Curtains had a big influence on my design choices. Some of our spaces that have a lot of historic architectural elements, I really tried to blend that with some more modern fabric. So really, I think about what is my overall goal with the design and how can I mix and balance old and new, and the fabric choices, header styles, colors, all of those things really help me to create that vision and overall balance.